I, 23M. Don't like that my girlfriend, 26F, is still friends with old flings. What do I do? I am currently 5 months with my GF, but I've been having some doubts. She has more experience than me, and she has some friends I've met that I know have had sex with her. It makes me pretty uncomfortable, and I haven't really said anything since I am afraid I'll come across insecure or controlling. We don't live together ATM, but we visit each other a lot, and sleep over too, but the nights I am not with her, there is always that dark thought in there thinking she invites someone over. I know it's bad, and trust goes both ways, but I just can't shake it. What should I do? Talk to her about it? What would it even do? I can't just ask her to stop talking with old friends who she has had sex with? Edit. I am getting a lot of responses, it's pretty late. But I'll respond tomorrow to all messages. Thank you all though. Some comments have been eye-openers, yet some have only deepened my fears. Lay down those boundaries. You can absolutely demand that she stop talking to old sex partners. She can absolutely refuse. If she does, then you can absolutely go find another girl you feel you can trust. Feeling insecure, especially in a situation like this, is valid feeling. Let's establish that. No matter what anyone says. So don't feel bad. Who a person is who they are. If she cares that it makes you feel insecure, she'll cut them out. If she doesn't, she won't. Point is, she's doing what she wants. Is that good enough for you or not? Then do what you want to. Find someone who meets your standards. And that's okay too. You're too young and the relationship is still very fresh. So how serious do you want this to be? How did you guys meet? Asking for a follow-up. It's entirely reasonable to be uncomfortable. It doesn't make you insecure. It's entirely reasonable for her to have these friendships. What to do? If you don't want to be controlling or manipulative, you don't date her. That's exactly what I would do. I'd be uncomfortable with it and I simply wouldn't view her as an appropriate dating partner for me. Casual? Maybe. Serious girlfriend material? Absolutely not. It doesn't sound like she's a good match for you. There can be no meaningful relationship without trust. You don't trust her. You should let her find someone who does. You tell her you're not comfortable with or willing to work with that. You set your boundary. She will either choose you and respect it or she will not. And that is all within her rights. These aren't right or wrong things. These are the beginning things that makes each person an individual and allows you to determine whether you guys are able to navigate further in a healthy fashion. If she's a healthy, honest person, she's either going to say that's not going to work for me and we're going to have to find compromise, or she's going to say okay, they're out of here. If she agrees with you and then does it behind your back, move on and don't waste any more of your time. What do I do if I caught my boyfriend, 24M, cheating on me, 22F? I caught my boyfriend cheating on me. We have been together for over 1 year. This consisted of messages to several girls commenting on their looks as well as looking up of models and hiding their conversations on his phone and blocking them from his story so they couldn't see he had a GF. This has happened once before, but he was blackout drunk and I caught him messaging girls asking if they were at the bar. I let it slide because I knew how drunk he was and I didn't want to believe that was the person he is. It's been a few months and I'm curious if anyone who had been in this situation, if it's worth staying and letting him prove that he's changed. He has since deleted all of the people he was talking to and is trying extremely hard to prove that he won't do it again. Our relationship hasn't been the same because I'm so hurt and angry all the time because he told me several times he saw a future with me. Talked about kids and marriage, while he was doing all this. He swears he never did anything physical with anyone. Even if he's changed, I don't know if I can ever forgive him. PLs give advice down below. Do not stick with a cheater. Have self-respect. He's a serial cheater. And he's just love bombing you to convince you to give him another chance. Of the many women I've known in this situation, nothing ever changed. They'd be sorry they were caught and try to prove things were different. But it never lasted long, and they never stopped. If you stay with this guy, you know exactly what you are signing up for. He's not going to be faithful. It's only been a year. Leave now, it only gets harder to leave the longer you stay. Do yourself a huge favor and leave. Even if he changes and is sincere about it not happening again, you may not trust him again. or may not ever stop resenting him for pain he's caused you. And that is totally fair of you to feel that way. A year isn't long. I'm sure there's plenty gentlemen out there who'd love to treat you right. No. Break up immediately. He made multiple choices to contact other women. He is who he is, even when drunk. Sober him wants to do this, drunk him is just inhibited enough to start doing it. He's acting single, he wants to be single, let him go and be single. Remember the saying, in vino veritas. In wine, there's truth. Basically, his true self is that of a cheater. My 28M, GF, 27F, wanted to break up with me because of insisting going to gym? My girlfriend and I were dating for 13 years now, and we are having an issue with our relationship that may be totally ended as she wanted to break up because I can't surrender going to gym. She and I were first-time gym goers. We started our journey in May of this year since our bodies were completely out of shape. This idea came from her, and I thought it was just a hype or something we'd end after a few days or a week, but she wanted it, so I joined. I work from home, so we agreed to go to the gym after my job in the afternoon. The first month feels wonderful and my body begins to feel great. However, the second month is when the struggle begins. She told me she won't go to the gym anymore since she doesn't feel confident or peaceful. She also said that I was micro-heating on her at the gym. She said I was seeing girls inside, but most of the time I was staring blankly, catching my breath, with all the people walking in front of me. She gets mad on occasion, but I'm not sure why. So I started isolating myself inside while working out and chatting to her after each set. Even before we started, I avoided chatting to girls in the gym since I knew it would cause a significant problem with her. All of the adjustments I made to make her feel more at ease while I was at the gym were insufficient, and she is going to stop this activity entirely. I explained to her that we go to the gym for our health and to improve our body shape, and that is still the purpose as of now. I'm in my third month at the gym, and I go alone without her knowledge. I feel horrible about it, but I'm not doing anything wrong from my perspective. I am currently experiencing little improvements on my body, which I feel happy with. I am upset about this, and I told her that I have no motivation to do well at all, because if she does not feel confident or peaceful about it, I should quit. She is currently disconnected and responds to me coldly. Because I insisted on doing this, she offered to quit our relationship because she believes I am undervaluing her decision. My girlfriend makes me feel untrustworthy and misunderstood. I never attempted to cheat on her after we started dating. I give all of the reasons I have to ensure that I am not doing anything wrong. I just needed to know what I could do about it. I love her so much and wanted to save her, and this type of breakup is unacceptable to me since I insisted on going to the gym without affecting our relationship. Thank you. Some being mad at you when you're improving yourself is a big red flag. Sounds like she's doing you a favor. Go to the gym anyway. Her loss. Her request is completely irrational. From your comments, it doesn't sound like it's the first time she's exhibiting a controlling behavior. The more you give in, the more it escalates. You've been together since you were 15, so that's probably your only real relationship and you have nothing to compare it to. I'm the last person to say that teen relationships never last, because I'm the living example that it's not true, but it's never easy to grow up and grow as an adult when you've been in the same relationship since your teen years. I'm not suggesting to throw away 13 years together without a second thought, but I definitely reflect your years together. I wouldn't surrender the gym in your position. Sure, you can do some other form of exercise outside a gym, but it's a completely unreasonable request. First it's the gym, tomorrow what is it? You should take a stance on this. If she's willing to throw away 13 years over an issue this trivial, then it's her loss. Girlfriend of 13 years is crazy though. Do y'all want to get married? You should break up. Your girlfriend is insecure, controlling, and emotionally stunted. There is no such thing as micro-cheating. That's a made-up thing insecure people say to justify their bad behavior. Let her go. This relationship is holding you back from ever being truly happy. I, 18M, am falling out of love with my girlfriend, 19F, because of having kids. What should I do? We've been together for a year and a half now, and we're both young and still in college, so we still have a long road ahead. We hadn't really talked about having kids before, but the topic came up and she told she has no plans to have kids, like ever. I've always been pretty open about my desire to have kids in the future, And I'm aware we're too young and naive to think about stuff like that, but the whole point of having a relationship is because you see yourself in the future with your partner, marrying that person. However, since that conversation, I can't really picture myself in the future with someone that doesn't want to have kids. It's non-negotiable for both parties. We still love each other deeply, but I seem to be less interested in the relationship ever since that conversation, and I think I'm slowly falling out of love.
The idea of having kids is years away, maybe even decades.
So I'm not really sure I should worry about something like that, but it still bugs me the fact that unless one of us has a change of heart, which I honestly doubt because we're both really stubborn, I won't end up marrying the person I'm dating right now. It's like the relationship doesn't make sense anymore. How do I come to terms with that?
It's okay for you to break up because your futures are incompatible.
That's perfectly valid.
You can't compromise on kids. Find someone who wants kids instead of hoping she changes her mind. We're too young and naive to think about stuff like that. No, you are not.
Granted, some views you have today may or may not change in the future, but it's not naive to be true to your current self.
I've known since I was 12 that I don't want to have children.
I've had every adult in the family come at me with, "You'll grow up and change your mind." Guess what?
I'm all grown up and very happy with my decision to not have children and still not planning on having them.
Don't invest any more years in a relationship with someone who is incompatible with you. The more time passes, the more likely you both will be to fall for sunken cost fallacy. Be grateful for your time together and let each other go. You're both young, but that doesn't mean you should waste time with someone whose future goals are the opposite of yours, especially if it's something like marriage or children. You shouldn't wait around for someone to change their minds about something so important, and you also shouldn't change for them either. This relationship has run its course, and that's okay. Young relationships at your age don't usually last long to get to that point.
Just enjoy. It's okay to break up while you still love each other.
In fact, that's a loving way to do it. Love someone enough to know this won't work out in the long run, and end it with compassion.
You can still be in each other's lives. You're both young and it's good to have these things figured out. It's okay to end it.